We have Orchid Pharma, where the company has partnered with Cipla to launch an antibiotic. And to give us more details on this, we are joined by Mr. Manish Dhanuka, the Managing Director at Orchid Pharma. Welcome to the show, sir. My first question to you is that with this partnership, what are the kind of synergies that you're expecting and how will this aid your top line?
Yeah, good morning and thank you for having me. We are very pleased to partner with Cipla. As you know, this is a product invented at Orchid Pharma Limited, and this is an antibiotic which can address the needs of intensive care doctors for indications like chronic urinary tract infection, HAP and VAP, the pneumonia-based diseases. And our objective is to bring this drug to make this drug available to the maximum number of patients in India. And I believe Cipla has a wide distribution network and they have a very large reach to maximum number of critical care doctors in India. So we could not have found a better partner.
Right. Mr. Dhanuka, your company is also will be commercializing new capacities in with respect to the oral API, and it should incrementally add growth to FY25 and FY26 as well. So, considering both this Cipla partnership as well as the oral API progress, what is the kind of top line addition that you're expecting from both of these? And if you can also guide us as to what is the FY25 target?
So if you see for last 3 years, we have been doing about 22% of CAGR in sales and about 30% CAGR in EBITDA. And we are expecting to have similar kind of numbers in the current financial year as well. That is from our business of the API business that we have been doing traditionally. I think that the business that will be generated from cefepime and metazobactam, in which Orchid will be co-marketing through its own newly formed division called Antimicrobial Solutions. This would be an additional revenue over and above the API business. In addition to this, we already are embarking upon setting up a large project for manufacturing 7-ACA, which is going to go on stream sometime around March of 26. So I think after 2 years, that will give us a quantum jump in revenue and profits.
Got it. Will you be able to quantify that revenue jump, if you can, please?
So I think last financial year, we did about 819 crores, and we hope to continue with our journey of 20%.
Okay, got it. And with respect to your plans, where are the capacity utilizations at? And FY25 going forward, what is the kind of capacity utilization that you're expecting?
So from the time of acquisition, our capacity utilization has significantly increased. At the same time, we are creating new capacities by debottlenecking and some new investments. I would say currently we are at about 80%, and simultaneously new capacities are being created at the same site.
Right. So from this 80%, do you think that the 100% mark is possible? And if yes, in how much time period are you expecting that?
So for an API industry, it's very difficult to achieve 100% capacity utilization. That's why we are simultaneously creating new capacities. I think we wish to operate between 80 to 90% capacities in the long run.
Got it. And with respect to the new capacities that you're expanding with, what is the kind of capex outlay that you're expecting in FY25?
So in the API business, we are foreseeing a capex of around 100 crores. This is besides the 7-ACA plant that is coming up in Jammu. And also we are going to set up a manufacturing facility for manufacturing the injection vials of cefiderocol, which is based on our prestigious partnership with Shionogi and GuardP. So the total investment of around 150 crores is set to be capitalized over the period of next 2 years. That would be in addition to our API investment.
Okay. And your EBITDA margins for the full year have been improving YOY. So, I want to understand that with this antibiotic launch and with the kind of capacity expansions that you're doing, what are the kind of margins that you're expecting going forward in FY25? Do you see them expanding further? And if yes, what are the kind of levers that will aid your margins?
So the API margins I expect to remain largely constant, but as a result of better capacity utilization, there may be some improvement. That's what we are expecting. And this is largely a subset of our product and market mix, which we are always trying to move towards a high value addition products. So I would say it would remain largely plus minus 2 or 3% in the same range from the API business. But the margins from the formulation business is yet to be seen because this would be a new business for us.
Got it. And you've also said in one of your con calls that going forward, royalty will start aiding your top line. And given the kind of approval that is happening in the developed markets, that's the regulated markets, what is the kind of synergies that you're expecting there? And if you can also tell me the share of regulated and non-regulated market there.
So right now it's about 33-67, 33% is about regulated markets. That's about our API sales. With respect to your question on the royalties, so the royalties would be coming on this new molecule, cefepime and metazobactam, which was out licensed to the German company. And we expect the sales have already started in Europe. So we are hoping some trickle in of the royalties in the next quarter. That would not be significant, but I think from there on, there would be slight increase in the royalties.
Got it. And Mr. Dhanuka, what is the update with respect to the land parcel of 7 ACA PLI? I believe that you have acquired that, but because of the delay in acquiring, there is some kind of delay in terms of starting the production there. So give us the latest update on that if you can.
Yeah, so the land acquisition is now over, and we'll be starting construction very soon. And
Okay.
as I said, we based on our current estimates, we expect to start the plant sometime around March of 26.
Okay. And in terms of API, there has been price compression in this space. So FY25, will you be looking for some kind of price cuts, or will you be holding at the same price?
So, in my opinion, you cannot generalize when it comes to the API prices because it depends on the API to API and on the demand and supply gap of various products. So, API being a wide field comprising of more than 500, 1,000 molecules, it's difficult to generalize that. We have not seen any downswing in our products.
Got it. And with respect to Dhanuka Laboratories, what is the kind of revenues that you're expecting from that? How much will this overall aid your margins as well as your profitability?
So we feel that Dhanuka Laboratories will add about, after merger, it will add about 550 to 600 crores of revenue to Orchid Pharma. And Dhanuka operates around 8% EBITDA margin. So that would obviously accrue to Orchid Pharma post merger.
Got it. And you're also looking for market expansion in the US. Give us some more color as to what are the kind of products that you're looking to sell there, and are these margin accretive? How will this work for the company?
Yeah, so we have filed one ANDA that is for a molecule called ceftazidime avibactam. We are still waiting to hear back from US FDA. And then once our ANDA gets approved, then hopefully that would be a significant increment in terms of top line as well as the bottom line. We are working on some other molecules as well, but that would be some time away.
Got it. And with respect to your new products, if you can give us some color as to what these new products are, when will they be launching in the market, and how will this aid your revenues?
So most of the products, like we have a cephalosporin facility, would be in cephalosporins only. But I think that would be a confidential information, and at this point of time, I would not be able to name them.
Okay. And going forward with respect to your revenues, if you can tell us that how much of it will be domestic and how much of it will be export, because this will determine the margins overall, right?
Yeah, so Orchid is largely an export-driven company. We have about 80% of our sales comes from exports.
So this 80% will further go ahead of that 80%, or do you expect it to remain at the same level?
Obviously the sales of enmetazobactam would be domestic largely. So what I was telling you was about the API. I think in API the ratio would remain the same, but other businesses like 7-ACA, the formulation business, would add to the domestic sales revenue.
Okay, and Mr. Dhanuka, one last question with respect to the overall pharma market. What is the demand like? What's happening in the entire space? And FY25, what are the kind of headwinds that you're expecting in the entire sector?
So I think in last 2 years, the overall demand in pharma has been quite good, and I expect the growth in demand to continue in the next few years.
Got
That's
it.
our.
Right. Okay, got it. Mr. Dhanuka, well, thank you so much for sharing those insights with us at NDTV Profit. It was a pleasure talking to you.